So come on in, take a sip, let's wind down. It's Sunday, the weather's kind of warm. The sun's kind of breaking through the clouds here in northern Bavaria, and I have poured a 2020 Appassimento Contessa Marina. This is Apulian, and again, it's a 2020. It's the Edizione Limitata, and of course, on the nose, it's just that explosion of cassis that you just know, and it's such bold. The wines are so much bolder there because of the sun, right? You know, the grapes are kissed by the sun so many days of the year. And on the palate here, it's cassis. There's a certain minerality, kind of a little bit of a metallic slash of vanilla metallic, if that makes any sense. That's kind of there as far as minerality is concerned. It's just wonderful. It's a bouquet of fruits on the nose and on the palate. It's dry. Tannins are subtle. Like I said, it's bold, but it's got a softness to it. And this one is, if I do see, it's 17 degrees centigrade, so 17 and 17 is 34 plus 30. It's about 64, 65 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's a wonderful temperature for this wine to serve. Really quite nice. And this one's in the €10 range. Here, wherever there may be, I don't know. But you can always come to northern Bavaria. I'll buy you a glass of wine and we'll do a crossword together, right? So let's hop into our grid here today. Get this all pulled up. So we've got a Brandon Koppy construction, and boy, he has put in quite a few grids. I do believe he's a fellow Texan. I think I remember that he was an advertising exec. Like we had these things in common, you know. I was an ad exec before 9/11. And so, of course, I haven't really done anything with that since. I mean, it was a really wonderful career, and I really enjoyed it. But everything just changed. Joined the Army. Stuff happens, you know. I mean, it twists and turns, and next thing you know, you wind up doing something completely different. But I still will always regard advertising as one of... probably the most fun you can actually have, mostly legally, right, in a work setting. It really is a pretty intensely amazing job. And I was on the creative side of the house, so I didn't have to do a whole lot of that suit work, but I did a whole lot of production work. So it is what it is, but it was all fun and games. Until somebody loses an eye, they used to say, right? So let's go ahead and hop into our grid, which is titled Force Play. Force play. Okay. I don't know what to quite make of that just yet. So, things hidden after purchasing a premium account, maybe. How about ads? Speaking of advertising, currency unit of Kabul. I think that is an Afghani. Egg foo young. Very nice. Product that can cut a slice of bread so thin you can almost see through it. And those are the Ginsu knives, but that would be too long for this number. GINSUKNIF. Yeah, I'm missing one. Well, yeah, they'd saw through cans and stuff with those knives. I don't know if you've seen these commercials, but yeah, they'd cut through a can or whatever, or a phone book, and then it would slice through a tomato like it was nothing. It was ad gimmick. Yeah, I get it. Okay, so I guess we're going to have to just figure out what's going on, if we have a rebus here or just what. So, enthusiastic reply to want to. Okay, how about do I ever? Do I ever? Or the disenthusiastic reply, like I care. Right, you know, so book reviews of sorts. I guess IRS audits, but again, not enough face for that, but that is clever. Yeah, when you see that question mark, there's something telling you to open your eyes to it, so I guess we'll figure this out. Land, could be to net. Brand with a line of calm and restore products. And again, we've been seeing Aveeno in here a great deal lately. Very funny how that's working out. French name that's an anagram to a mostly German river. And I guess that could be Henri, which would anagram to Rhine. Oh. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Poems also fancily known as quatrains, and these would be sonnets. So, yeah, we got that going here. The Master's host city, that would be Augusta, Georgia, and so there. We've got another one, but this is on a down. What's this here? Gives one's all. Let's see. Barely managing. Follower of a bit. Coffee holder earned. So I guess maybe a bit much. A bit much. Big name in deodorant. Maybe arid. And so maybe barely managing is making do. And so here I can see, so this must be an AU and then the DITS. So I'm just going to put an A in to start because I don't want to go through the rebus motion if I don't have to. And they've recently made it to where you can just put in the first letter typically. So hope I don't screw this up. This may be one of those grids at the end that we're going to have to go ahead and hit the reveal button because I don't know where we might have gone wrong kind of a thing. But let's see. National economic stat. How about a GDP? Whoa, PT. Is this an SD? Focus of some psychotherapy for short. Yes, okay, good. I just want to make sure we didn't have two oddly strange-looking consonants together. Drooling pooch of the comics. Garfield's bestie, best frenemy, I guess, right? Odie gives one's all. So I guess this could be goes hard. I had a colonel when I was but a young captain in the Army. And we were in Iraq, I think on like my 5th deployment. And I was, for the first deployment of my entire deployment history, I was not operational. I was not out performing missions. I was a staff officer. And I enjoyed that because I was in the gym like 8 times a day. As a matter of fact, this one colonel I speak of, we'll just call him Colonel Greg. He'd say, let's work on back and biceps today. Okay, so we go to the gym and then we go to lunch and we go back to the gym again. It's just like, what is the gym? And he'd say all the time, you need to go hard or go home. And I was like, all right, got you. So the Masters host city. So I guess this would be Augusta. Now I see what we've got. So we've got an AU thing there. What do we got going on here? Well, okay, so it looks like we have an SU here. So Genzu Knife and Lit Crit, yes. Antique purchase for an audio file. You know what really upsets me? I had several Lit Crit classes when I was an undergraduate, and probably 4 overall during various graduate programs. And I can tell you right now, we never said that, or at least I didn't, and I never heard it. And that's upsetting to me, because I would have loved to say, yeah, I got Lit Crit, gotta go. Yeah. I still got literary criticism. You know what I mean? I mean, it's fun. Whoopsie. Sorry about that. I hope that didn't cause a shockwave in your speakers. Okay, so do you see it? Features of jalapenos and piña coladas. So yeah, maybe tildes. That's a clever one. It's a clever one. Brandon Koppy. I'm loving it. Gospel jazz singer Reese. Della Reese. Gosh. Oh my God, the funniest exchange with her. If you have not seen Harlem Nights, it's like Eddie Murphy, Red Fox, Della Reed. It's a star-laden cast, right? You know, and I saw it like in 1989 at Christmas time, and it was funny. But Della Reese and Eddie Murphy getting into it over whatever it was, a drink of water left in the fridge or something. I don't know. Drink just a sip of orange juice in the fridge. Somebody drank it all but one sip. It was hilarious. You could probably see that here on YouTube. I don't know, but it was so funny. So Exodus, diaspora. No, it ain't gonna work because of the R there. It goes hard. I'm fairly certain it's right. Minty herb used in Japanese cuisine, and I think that's shiso. That might be a Z. Royal House of Mary Queen of Scots. No, that was Stuart House. So damning info could be dirt. Got that all cleared up. So now back to what we've got going on with Exodus, and it's not a diaspora. This is a departure, which I blush to say is a much, much better definition than what I came up with. Of course. Right. It says Brandon Koppy, not Christopher.combest, right? So, bunless cookout entrees. Ooh, okay. Well, I'm thinking lettuce something, but then I don't know because there's a TU in lettuce. So let's just wait. Make believe could be pretend. That's when she said she was pretending. Reason to take iron supplements. Oh yeah, that's a really good reason. Spirit for a spritz. Going with an Aperol. My wife loves them. I like them on occasion, but they are on the sweet side. Bunless cookout entries. Okay, so we've got this dew, for example. Okay, so here I think we've got moisture, and it's going to take that T and that U there. Okay, so is this a C? Tool for grooming. Yes, comb. Got it. So this gives us maybe lettuce wraps. Now we can check real quick. Practice group. Coach Lasso on TV. Old Ted. So practice group, maybe doctors. Moves one's butt over. Maybe scoots. What vinegar or lemon juice adds to a dressing of an acid? Yeah, okay. So, let's see. So, more dignified. I guess this could be statelier. Statelier. Bank robbers, accessory, maybe a mask. A nemesis to Indiana Jones. I hate snakes! Try to open as a gift could be to rip at. And, contents of a blog could be posts. And what does that do here? Lead actress in the Twilight movies and tabloids. K-Stew, is that what they call? Is it Kristen Stewart or Kirsten Stewart? I don't even know. I never watched Twilight. Never saw any of them. I watched True Blood. I never watched Twilight. No. More or less. How about ish? Ish. Let's see. The Wild Duck Playwright. Ooh, that would have not been a good one to remember for me if it had not been for the I. So thank you for the ish. Watch this all be wrong, and then I'm going to be totally egg-faced, right? Oh, gosh. Handle. Maybe C2. Must check that. Zip. Maybe none, or if it's a nada, then it's not C2. I don't know. Let's just hope it's none. Toon Fighter of Skeletor, He-Man. You know, when that came out, I think I was 10, and I was already too big for cartoons. I mean, there was no cartooning for me at 10. I watching regular TV and the news, and we didn't have like all the great cable channels like my cousin Crystal did. No, but we had C-SPAN. And I just watched the crap out of C-SPAN. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, I 10-year-old kid sitting around watching and becoming the ginormous fan of Christopher Hitchens as a result, because he was always on peddling some new book or some article. And yeah, God, I mean, listening to Larry King and stuff. I mean, I was just one of those kids, I was going to school. Everybody wanted to talk about He-Man. And I was talking about a Palestinian, solution, in the Middle East. I mean, it was just a different world for me. I was such a little dork. Confirmation. How about a right? Coup d'etat and close-in time. One less call for alcohol. Loved Semisonic. But I hated looking at that album cover because there was just that the lead singer looked like the kind of guy that my darling Shotzi could fall in love with, and I hated him for it. Concave umbilicus. Well, that would be an innie. Thank you, parochial education, for my useless Latin knowledge, by all means. Oh, good Lord. This is also my mid-clavicular line. Company behind Saturn and Dreamcast consoles. I have no idea. I'm assuming Sega. I'm assuming. If there's ever a crossword just dedicated to gaming, I am so screwed. Lilliputian could be tiny. You're not so tiny anymore, Tim. Time for you to get a job. Game you likely get worse at the longer you play. Probably beer pong. And given reluctantly, so maybe begrudging, and now we got to figure out. So we got that. This is an Are You Here? Veep from 69 to 73, and that would be Spiro Agnew. So this must be an Are You Here? Country like, Are You? Okay, Are You? And then I guess this must be an S. Some hospital workers. Yes, and my darling Shotzi. So rustic. Rustic. Many air travelers texts for short. How about ETAs? Hub code for Delta, it would be Atlanta. And necessity for off-roading. Oh, I don't know. Apparel for wizards and thieves. Well, what if I had a cloak? Would that make me a wizard or a thief? No, it would just make me very stylish during the fall months. I need a cloak. I do, and I want a navy blue cloak, maybe velvet. But at the insides, I want it lined with a ginormous Union Jack flag. That would be the coolest thing. Group with so-called camp shows, and boy, I tell you what, they would come to Iraq all the time, and everybody appreciated them, including myself, but I never went to a single USO show. I mean, I never had any time for that. I mean, if I was lucky, I had 4 hours to sleep at night, so, no. You can go hang out with Toby Keith, let me know how it was, take pictures, but yeah. Okay, old NBA nickname, Chairman Yao. Chairman Yao, that's right, with the Dallas Mavericks. The NBA's Thunder on some scoreboards, probably OKC. Sci-fi inspired greeting, that's a hint to 8 squares in this puzzle. Okay. Necessity for off-road. Now I think we've seen it in shocks. And Pixar film inspired by El Dia de los Muertos. Okay, so very nice. Camp inspection after lights out. Witticisms. 7 letters. I'm feeling froggy. Let's just go with bon mot. And promptly get to checking it very quickly. Places for some braces. No idea. Alphanumeric component. Maybe a digit. I can see that. Like organic food products for short. Maybe non-GMO. famous Leonardo da Vinci drawing with 4 arms and 4 legs, and that's, oh, great. I've got to figure out where the Vitruvian Man, where we're gonna have an RU or something. I bet this is still gonna make it to be man. Where Vitruvian comes out, I don't know. We'll see. They contain brains. Oh, good Lord! Give me something I can quickly check. Grand things. Okay, pianos. I'm feeling much better about bon mots. So. Camp inspection after lights out could be a bid check. And I don't think I ever really did much. I went to a few summer camps with a few friends, but those are always like Christian camps or some sort of church camp. And I don't think there was a whole lot of bed check going on. And if there was, then I don't know. I didn't really care for stuff like that when I was a kid. I wanted to stay up late and watch PBS British comedies, Are You Being Served, Faulty Towers, Blackadder, Benny Hill. That's what I wanted to do. That's all I wanted to do. And read. I was a nerd. I get it. So, Dune Buggy as an example in brief. ATV. Blank Ridgeback dog breed originally from Zimbabwe. So, well, originally, before it was Zimbabwe, I think we were Rhodesia. So, and this would be a Rhodesian Ridgeback, which I've seen, I think, classic sports car familiarly. So maybe a T-Bird. And they did have fun, till her daddy took that T-Bird away. Possible cause of insomnia. This has been a kind of a thing lately. I've noticed we're talking about drips an awful lot. I don't know what people are doing that a drip wakes them up. But they're certainly not imbibing to my level. Drip? I didn't hear the phone ring. Are you kidding? So Blank Kane, longtime role on All My Children. Yes, I guess this would be Erica. My grandmother watched All My Children when I was a kid, and yes, I was in love with Erica. Who wasn't? Third degrees, PhDs. Very nice. Very clever. Wednesday's Adams's werewolf roommate on TV's Wednesday. I didn't even know this was a thing. Okay. I've been an expatriate now for, years. And so I guess I'm missing out on a lot of the TV. I don't know. Routes across low waters. These are generally causeways, and that's not going to have room for that. So over and over. And that could be ad nauseum. Getaway driver. Okay. Nauseum. TurboTax activity. Maybe e-filing. Org with a tip line. How about the FBI? FBI tip line. Yeah, don't eat the yellow snow, bro. Getaway driver. Are we having Uber or no? Ad nauseum is. Gosh. Why don't you just reach through your screen and slap me around a little bit when you see me making this kind of mistake? I mean, that would be very helpful of you. We're supposed to be partners here, right? This is a relationship, you know. Getaway driver. How about an abettor? And prefix with lithic, neo. Because I don't know. I've never spelled out a better. I don't know if it's a betor or a better, so I have to check that. I've never even heard it, I don't think. Despicable Me character voiced by Steve Carell. If they ever do too much of this, if they ever have a puzzle that's too much into pop culture, I'm screwed. Sentiment in a letter sent from home. Miss you. Miss you. Miss you. Troops could be wilts. Zip. How about Neil? Turns down. Denies. Yeah, that's what. So anyway, got to remember what it is that I'm doing. So sorority member endearingly could be cis, and roots across. Yeah, okay, finally. Steaminess. Okay. Perturbation. Oh, how about angst? You know, that was so funny ad nauseum. The shocks there. And then getting, you know, thinking that I had to still put a U in down at the end, you know, kind of a thing. I mean, it's just so funny thinking about the behaviors that you incorporate when you know you have to solve a certain way. And it's just so funny to me. And it's all in the back of your head. It seems like it's just all subconsciously done. Sport that takes place in a dohio. No idea. Is that a sumo thing? Sensuality. Senator Baldwin or Duckworth. That's Tammy. Like some summer babies. And my darling bride, a Leo. So, yeah, this must be sumo. So, sensuality. Got it. And I've got this one on me. Cafeteria offering meal. Baby monitors. Quite literally. And the expensive kind, too, because they're human. They contain brains. So, crania. Very nice. Lara Croft. Again, one of those movies I've never seen. And a game I've never played, ever. Bringing forth. Maybe eliciting. Goes from 0 to 60. Well, if I'm lucky, I'll get to do that myself one day. Who knew? Alphanumeric. Oh yeah, we said could be digit here, so maybe a G. And places for some braces. How about knees? Screwdriver component. And I was like going, what are they calling this on the screwdriver? Is it the slot, the slat? Is it got a peen or something? But no, we're talking about vodka. Remember seeing in the Breakfast Club with Ali Sheedy. He's like, so what's your poison? She's like, vodka. Vodka. Contracted gut. Just what the doctor ordered. Okay, so puppy, a DR, a D and an RU maybe? RU, Vitruvian Man. Yes, I think we got a drug all mixed up. Amanda of film. Amanda Pete in there. Do we have anything here? A big name in organs. Okay, no. So Vitru. So RU. RU. Man. And then a drug. All mixed up. So this looks like it's going to be a Wurlitzer, but there's obviously a U and an R in there, so I'm a little concerned about it. So it's a W, companion who might take your breath away. So it looks like a W and a U. W-U. So it'd be a blow up doll. A companion. I guess so. So that's a double U and a U. A W, U. And then we've got maybe an R. L. T. Z. E. R. Money group. ABBA. Bad spot for a tear or a tear in brief. Attired could be clad. So I guess this could be an ACL. Term of address aboard the Death Star, Lord Vader. Little feud could be a spat. Hue of a dry blood stain, maybe, and that's fantastic. Yes, it would be puce, wouldn't it? Invasive Japanese vine. Just ask the kind folks of the American Southeast about kudzu. Ooh, man, that stuff's worse than bamboo, I think. Women's soccer powerhouse. I mean, USA, got it. And drink that gets slushy over time. Yeah, I guess I spelt Vader incorrectly. Okay, Lord Vader. And let's see, alternative name for our planet. Well, it is the original name for our planet. Piece of improv skit. So, do we have a SIM card here? I can't think of anything else with 3 letters. The Aztecs of the NC2A would be San Diego State, SDSU, San Diego State University. I am a college football and college baseball fanatic. Just FYI. Kendrick Lamar title that completes the lyric, I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. But he clearly does not have a love of the Oxford comma in his DNA. Yeah, very few of us weirdos do. But if you like the Oxford comma, well, give me a like or mention it in the comments. I'd like to know if I got a little bit of support. I love the Oxford comma. I mean, we're running across town, comma, seeing a movie, comma, and eating grandma. I mean, you know, and eating grandma. You know, I mean, it has its place, I think, you know. I don't know. I think if you got like a strong journalism background, then you maybe hate it, but everybody else loves it, in my opinion. All right, where to see contrails? Probably the sky. It squirts on a squid, ink sac, and I just have a horrible feeling that we have just fat-fingered something somewhere in here, and, you know, it's going to be it'll be such a pain to go find it. So, that sci-fi inspired greeting, so maybe may the 4th be with you. I guess, okay, cool. May the 4th be with you. Au revoir, les enfants. So, Arthur Beterbiev. Okay, that's good to know. I would have known that either. Gives a hand, maybe aids. Tuna type could be ahi. Handed over, maybe seated. Saison avant l'automne, and that would be été. The season before the fall, and photog setting would be an f-stop. Gives a hand, aids, as we said. So, how do we do, Bob? Oh, good. Because that was not the kind of grid that you wanted to have to go hunting and fetching the thing that you did wrong, Emma. Let's take a look at it. So, yeah, one of the things that's really nice about the modern our modern apps here is that it will fill in the secondary component, or maybe both. If you get one of them right, I don't know. I always just put the first letter in from the cross, and that's kind of how I've been doing it. But so I can see there. So we've got the Ginsu knife. We've got IRS audits, begrudging, ad nauseum, and blow up doll. Yeah, the Vitruvian Man, sensuality. This was a really great grid. It was just fantastic. It wasn't terribly tricky, but it really messed with your head on how you had to try to spell something out to get to where you're trying to go to. You know, that was the thing with it. But otherwise, no, it was a wonderfully, wonderfully constructed grid. I loved every second of this one, actually. It was a lot of time. We spent a great deal of time on it, but I tell you what, it's a Sunday grid, and that's what you do on Sundays, right? But what a fantastic crossword all the way around. Beautiful construction, Brandon Koppy. And if you are not from Texas and you're not an advertising executive, then I apologize. I must have gotten you confused, but I could have sworn you were from Austin or somewhere around there. But what a fantastic grid. We'll put in our Bannière d'adieu. And go ahead and let everybody out of class, right? Until we see you next time. It should be tomorrow. It'll be the exact opposite of this one. It'll be short, sweet, and probably very easy. But we're looking forward to seeing you for that grid at that time. And we'll also be doing Monday through Friday. We do the Guardian Cryptic. Now, that is a trip if you have not ever played around with that thing. So, until we see you then, ich wünsche Ihnen ein schönes Wochenende noch. Bis dann, bis später. Tschüss, servus, grüß Gott, ciao, Cin-Cin. Be well and be nice to strangers if you can at all help it. We could all use a little bit of that these days. Cheers.